Hi, everybody. So today I'm doing a reading on the sound of freedom because it's super important to me, the kids, and I, I really have no words. I really don't have any words. And I don't have any words for how I feel about the agenda to push, to transgender our children and to push sexuality onto our children. And I really lack words as far as the stuff that's going on here in my own state, in my own county. My boyfriend made me aware that our taxpayers' dollars have gone to put on a drag show for our children 16 and up. You can't get into a bar at 16. You can't go to a strip show at 16. You can't view an X-rated movie at 16. Look at what they're doing. I mean, I'm disgusted. Our taxpayers' dollars shouldn't be going to sexualizing our children. This is right in my own county. The shit that they're doing in the state of Maine it's pissing me off. And to say that it's making me angry, that doesn't really fit because, yes, it makes me righteously angry because I know the agenda and it makes me righteously angry, but it's heartbreaking. And I'm disgusted often with the fact that people aren't saying or doing anything. And I often feel very alone in my own area and amongst my friend group as far as, running my mouth and trying to stand against it. So I wanted to know, with the movie The Sound of Freedom bringing awareness to child trafficking, how this is going to impact your everyday people, not the people like us that people would deem conspiracy theorists, but your everyday people that aren't aware yet of the true agendas that have been taking place on this earth. So I wanted to know how the Sound of Freedom is going to impact them. So I used my Deviant Moon deck for this. So I'll explain the cards. I know I don't use it as much, so I'll explain the cards really well to you guys because, as you know, I read what the cards mean to me. So each deck, is going to represent something really different, right? So, representing the question, how is this going to affect the normal people? It's going to create, I got the High Priestess. And in this deck, she's very knowing. The High Priestess is super knowing. So it's going to create a real knowing in people that hadn't had this deep of an awareness before. But with this card, she's highly aware and she's really uncomfortable. So it's going to create a deep awareness and a huge discomfort in people, okay? Which is good because, in my humble opinion, as somebody who works with energy and is focused on healing, when we're the most uncomfortable, when we've endured the most pain, when we've gone through the worst of times, we grow the most and we become more enlightened through those difficulties, right? So that's what this card is all about. She's going to become more and more aware, more and more enlightened through the discomfort that this causes. So that's what it's going to do to the normal people that aren't as aware of the things in the world as like maybe you and I are, right? So it's going to cause a lot of discomfort, but a great awareness. And with this card, it's going to continue to grow, right? They're going to become more and more aware. Across from this card here, we have the Three of Swords. So it's heartbreaking. They are going through extreme pain. That's what's causing the discomfort, right? That great awareness, that extreme pain. It's making them aware of this battle between the dark and the light, right? So that awareness, that spiritual awareness, that this is a very dark thing. Through this heartbreak and this discomfort, they're learning that through this discomfort, they want to end this cycle. So It's going to give them that determination, knowing how important it is to end this, and being aware that this is a dark agenda, that the battle is being fought between the dark and the light. All right, the energy driving this reading is it's going to make them hold tighter to their families, right? And it's going to make them focus emotionally on well-being. And that's important because we are more magical than people realize. And if their focus is on their family's well-being and the children's well-being, then that's going to help that manifest into being. And that's what's driving the reading. And then it's going to create an awareness that a lot of the news that we hear isn't true. They're going to see that some of it's true and some of it's not. So it's also going to bring in that awareness of disinformation for these people. All right? It's woken them up. This is a wake-up card for me. You've got all of these people. Look at their hands. They look like zombies, right? So they've come to this person who's wide awake and full of color, all right? All alive. And then these guys, their sticks are only just a few blooms on it because they haven't really truly been awake. They haven't truly been living, right? So this movie is the full color that is waking these people up. All right? So that's really good. So it's going to create that discomfort and that heartbreak that makes them passionately want to end this cycle. It's going to allow, that heartbreak is going to allow them to see that there is a battle between the dark and the light going on, right? They're going to start hyper-focusing more on their families and their children, which is really important because we have to keep our kids safe. For all those people that used to call me overprotective, maybe that's what this is representing, that they're going to start being more over what they would consider before overprotective. And I just considered it my job, it was just protection. They're going to start understanding the news that is brought to us is full of shit. And they only give you some truth. See how that one sword has some blood dripping off of it. And it's going sideways. And then there's the one sword straight up, right? So they're not hearing the whole truth. And now they're aware of that. It kind of woke them up. The sound of freedom is the thing that woke them up. So more with the story. Now people are going to be able to walk with that clear seeing and that clear knowing, okay? They're going to be seeing clearer and knowing clearer. It's hard to hear. It's been very hard to hear. And it's been an extreme emotional process for them. Like their emotions overflowed, okay? Their emotions just flowed right out of that cup. It was hard to hear. It's stuff that they hadn't really heard before. They understand the chaos that's going on now with our littles. And so now, just like with this card, driving the reading, right? Their emotions, now they're going to be focusing their emotional wishes. They're going to be wishing for these kids to be okay, wishing for happy outcomes, wishing for happy outcomes. So their energy is now going to be projected in a direction that actually is going to help us to create what it is that we've been wishing for all this time. And so that's really good. So again, more of the story. They understand now how karmic this is, how big of a deal this is, that this has gone on the world over. They're understanding how big this is, okay? All right? And they're understanding, and it's making them really uncomfortable, how people made money. They're praying. It's going to bring more people to God. It's going to create more people who want to lead to protect these kids. So it will create more protective energy for these people. They're going to be more protective of these children, okay? They're going to hold these children closer to them as they walk their path. So this is a big deal karmically, you guys. This is just huge. This is huge. So then I said, can you tell me, now that we know how this is affecting regular people that are going to see this movie, the energy that this is shifting within them, Can you tell me a little something about how the energy will shift for the nefarious people, if any? Will it shift, for the nefarious people that have been trafficking our children and using our children for horrific things? Can you show me what that's about? How this impactfulness of this movie with the regular people is now going to impact, and when I say regular people, we're all regular people, but people that just didn't have an awareness of this before, right? Because we've had an awareness of this, but a lot of people didn't. A lot of people didn't realize how big of a problem this was, right? So can you tell us how this is going to, with more people waking up to this, how this is going to impact those elites that have been using our children so nefariously? And I got the justice card. Justice is coming for them, you guys. All right? And then I said with one card, what do you want to leave off? What do you want to leave off with? So with the one card, I got the sun, which represents our children. And it represents abundance, happiness, wealth, joy, gold. So according to this reading, what I picked up in this reading here, when I say, what do you want to leave us with? Project good things for our children. Know that better days are coming for our children. All right, you guys, so I hope that you found a little value in this. It's good to see the impact that this is going to make, and that it really is making a big enough impact so that their emotions are going to be shifting. They're going to be projecting because they want better for the kids, right? So it's going to shift things vibrationally through their emotional experience. So there's going to be more of us wanting the same thing for our babies because now they are aware, like we have been, of what's going on. They're not totally aware. This movie doesn't give all the gory details, but it's at least prepping them for what's to come, and it's giving energy to what it is that we wish for, which is to save our children. And now they want to save our children too, because they've become aware that there's a problem. And justice is coming for the bad guys, you guys. So I hope that you found a little value in this. As per the usual, the healing intentions are all set. And so if you want them, just breathe them in for your highest and greatest good, only and always. And until next time, I'm sending you many, many blessings and much, much love from me to all of you. All right. Take care, guys.